I can tell you two things about going to the casino: how to break even every time and which machine's going to pay out every time. Now, everybody has an acquaintance who says, "I know just how to find a hot slot machine." Well, we're going to explore whether that's true or even possible. I have 20 years experience in the slot machine industry, working my way up from an entry-level service technician to service manager. And along the way, I've been called upon to testify from time to time on the function of slot machines in public hearings. If I had a nickel for every time a patron had asked me how to win, I would be retired. We'll talk a little bit about the evolution of slot machines, the basic function of modern slot machines, and the relative odds of winning a jackpot. According to Mary Bellis's The History of Slot Machines, it all began in 1895 in San Francisco when a car mechanic named Charles Fay developed the Liberty Bell machine, the first machine to pay cash awards. You can still see the original Liberty Bell machine at the Liberty Bell Saloon and Restaurant in Reno, Nevada. But a lot's changed since 1895. According to the American Gaming Association's Taking the Mystery Out of the Machine, slot machines now are computer-driven, consist of 1,200 parts, and take about 12 to 18 months to develop from concept to casino floor. One of the biggest misconceptions about slot machines is that they can be rigged, or that a patron is allowed to win or can be selected for a win. Well, none of that is true. And in fact, if that were happening, it would be illegal. Now, within each game, there's a circuit called a random number generator, and it is exactly what it's called. It generates random numbers. According to Bill Burton's Understanding the Random Number Generator, that circuit cycles continuously through up to 4 billion numbers anytime power is applied to the machine. Now, when a patron initiates a game, the RNG circuit stops on that number and feeds it to other programs within the slot machine. Now, those numbers correspond to real positions, and those real positions are then run and stopped in their proper positions, displayed to the patron, and he or she is paid or not according to the programs. Now, this is truly a random process, and since the RNG is truly random and the outcome is truly random, there's no such thing as a hot slot machine. So what are the odds of winning? Well, the percentage of money that a machine is allowed to keep is mandated by law. In Mississippi, the highest percentage a machine is allowed to keep is 20%, according to the Mississippi Gaming Commission's regulations. Well, that means that for every dollar wagered, the machine must return at least 80 cents to the patron. Now, wait a minute, you're thinking, I lost $100 last week, so somebody owes me $80. Well, the rest of that story is that that average is developed over a very long history of 10 million gameplays. If you could afford to play that machine 10 million times, you would be assured of getting back at least 80% of the money that you've wagered. Now, when you go down to the casino this weekend, you played 100 times or 1,000 times. You're playing so few games that the return percentage that you're likely to experience can vary wildly from that average. But those programs are highly tested by regulatory agencies, and if a program fails to meet that standard, it simply is not allowed on a casino floor in Mississippi. Now, what are the odds of winning a jackpot? Well, there again, according to Bill Burton in his Understanding the RNG, the possible combinations on a slot machine can be up to 16 million possibilities. Now, that's a big number. The odds of winning a jackpot are derived from the number of reels, the number of places each reel can stop, and where some of the critical symbols might be located on each reel. Now, some of those physical stops on those reels correspond to more than one number developed by the random number generator. Those are called virtual stops, and that's how that number gets so big. So 1 in 16 million sounds like a really bad set of odds. Compare it to Powerball. Winning a Powerball lottery, the odds are roughly 1 in 175 million, according to Ron Wasserstein's A Statistician's View. What are your chances of winning the Powerball? So we've talked about some lesser known facts of modern slot machines, and hopefully you have a clearer understanding of the games you might play if you go to the casino. We talked about the history, the function, and the odds of winning a jackpot on a modern slot machine. Along the way, we've dispelled some myths, like whether a machine can be hot or cold, or whether a machine can be rigged. I hope that you'll agree my work history qualifies me to speak on this subject. So the next time you go to a casino, you can be sure to break even by simply not playing. And the machine that pays out every time, well, that's the ATM, because no one can predict the next outcome of a slot machine or the next trend of outcomes of a slot machine, not even the designer of the slot machine. Hopefully on your next visit to a casino, your understanding of how utterly unbiased a slot machine is will help you more thoroughly enjoy your experience regardless of the outcome.